there was times where I was told about certain things, where she would say, do, post, or whatever, and I would ignore it because I'm like, she's with me. I know her. I've been together for so many years. Have 3 kids with her. Uh, this is how she is as a person, and she'll express herself like that. Not reading the sign.
What up, guys? It's Mimic One, and welcome to the Past Group. What up, what up? Thank you for tuning into the Past Group, our very first episode. So first off, man, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule and, coming and talk about this topic right here.
I'm actually really thankful, and honored to be able to take part of this. So thank you for having me over.
Why don't you introduce yourself, man? Let the people know out here who you are and
I'm just gonna keep it short. My name's Alex. People call me Panda. I'm a tattoo artist, like my friend here. I'm also a single father of 3 kids, and been separated for the last 2 years.
He's more than my friend. He's my brother. Alex here is our first guest speaker because I feel like I had to reach out to you and ask you what you went through with a couple years ago when we were working together. You were going through that process, and only we could do is reach out and let you know that you could come and talk to us, bro. And we feel really honored, me and Bri, that you actually took that upon, and that actually kind of was almost ignited this idea right now to actually reach out and talk to.
And it was crazy for me because I've never actually had friendships or relationships where I had people that I can go ahead and reach out to. Because honestly, I never thought I was going to be in that situation. And I've been knowing this guy for a couple of years already. And he's seen when I was in the relationship with that individual at the time. And when I was going through it. And so this man right here, and along with Bribes, they helped me out a lot. You guys, honestly, if it wasn't for that hand, I don't think I would be as stable as I am right now, because it really helped me out a lot. You have no idea, bro. Seriously.
Thanks, man. I mean, I remember that time when seeing you going through that, it took me back to when I was going through that, man. Mm-hmm. And I could just remember also trying to find somebody to guide me through it. Let me know that you understand what I'm going through. I can't see my kids, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm fighting with her. What's going on?
And it's crazy because you guys didn't just offer a shoulder. You guys offered your home. Like, it was tough. Going through that, and just for the month that I was allowed to just be here, and seeing you. I mean, I always in the beginning, I was looking for a sign of hope. In a sense, like, am I going to be able to come back to what is normal between me and my kids, especially with a separation between a mom and a dad? So many years being together, first of all, and the kids just being part of that, and seeing a big change in their life, You gave me that sign of hope because I admired your passion that you have with your kids and the relationship that you have with your kids. And along with that, it's very encouraging the relationship you have with the mother of the kids. That's just a plus on top of it all,
Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. I mean, and quite honestly, it's been about 5 years, bro, and I'm still working on it to this day, bro. Every little thing that I learned from the very beginning, the basics of biting your tongue in the beginning, stuff like that, I still exercise them occasionally because you just have to remember, like, it's an ongoing thing, and as you know, it's a working process and shit.
And that's why I feel like, like I said, and I emphasize on that when I mean this man was a sign of hope, because we all feel hopeless at times because we don't know who to turn to, where to turn to, what to do at that moment. I was drowning myself, and you remember, I was drowning myself, I was in, like, the darkest moment of my time. Like, I never realized I would be in that mode, ever.
I don't think none of us ever expect that shit.
Yeah, it comes at you surprise. That's life for you.
Without getting into too much detail, you don't have to get into all details, but what actually happened, bro? Like, what happened that made you guys separated? Where we could speak
like,
on that?
I can speak a little bit into the separation between me and the mother of my kids. Honestly, it's still complicated for me, in a sense, because I still haven't fully grasped what happened. There was times where I was told about certain things, you know, where she would say, do, post, or whatever, and I would ignore it because I'm like, she's with me. I know her. I've been together for so many years. Have 3 kids with her. Uh, this is how she is as a person, and she'll express herself like that. Not reading the signs, actually, you know. And the surprise came when she just literally came out of nowhere and just said, "We need a break." But the break turned into something even more than just a break. At first, I thought what I initially thought the break was for us to kind of recenter ourselves individually and figure out what we're trying to do. I mean, I'm trying to make my family. That's what I thought at the time, you know? And I thought she was trying to do the same. But the course took different. She chose differently, and she just didn't want to proceed with that. What her motives are, I don't know. I'm not here to bash anyone. I'm not trying to say anything negative. One thing I can say though is that I am grateful for an individual to give me 7 years of their life. That's a blessing.
See, and I can relate to that too, bro, because it also felt like it came out of nowhere. When I was told that it was time for a break and stuff, and it could happen to other people where they end up doing something that causes that immediate separation. You know what I mean? That immediate separation where you fucked up. You're like, come on, fool, you fucked up. And just accept it already. When you personally are you're doing everything right, you think you're doing everything right because of this group that you're building when you get in a relationship, and all of a sudden you're swiped and you're told that you're not.
Yeah.
And then you try to go through the process of, okay, all right, fuck, that's hard enough already, but now let me think about how to make this right for both of us, and you can't help but react angry, bro. You can't help but react upset. Eventually you just you snap. You want to know what happened.
Yeah.
What exactly? Where did we go wrong? And what I wonder to this day, bro. To this time, I mean, I'm just real quick. What were my children? I mean, my son was I'm gonna say about 5. My daughter was just born, I think, 3 to 5. I'm sorry, I can't even remember right now. I'm not good with dates or names, but. How old were your kids when you separated, bro?
Honestly, my son, he was barely gonna turn 6. My daughter she was gonna turn 4, and then Alphonse, he was practically going on for 3 years. So they were pretty, they were pretty young.
So they were aware. I mean,
more honestly, they didn't know what was going on. I mean, the time that everything happened, the time frame. It hit hard for my oldest son, and it hit hard for him because it was the beginning of the year, and it was on his birth month, and Daddy is no more in the home. So that was a big change. One of the things that I feel like has been a big help since coming off of that relationship is self-realization. I used to think I was a good dad. I used to think I was a good partner, but then I started realizing all the time that I had my kids, for all the years they were with me, I look back and then I look at the moments that they were with me as I took care of them, my days off and stuff like that. What was my interaction with them? What was my relationship with them? My relationship now with my kids is a lot stronger than it was back then, even though I have them a limited time. And it's because I realized I wasted my time, even when I was there. Because I was mostly working. I was never always there. And obviously, my partner felt the same thing, too.
For anybody that's going through this shit right now, man, and there's a bunch of stories out there, a bunch of scenarios. But there's always the basics things that you should do when you first separate. Do's and don'ts, any advice you could give to the viewers out there, man, that might be like, huh? How did I get through?
One of the biggest things that I feel like everybody should know and at least have some awareness to it is find that time that you feel like you don't have any more with your partner, with your kids. Find the time to start reflecting. That's the biggest thing that helped me. Self-reflection. And you start realizing how much more work you need on your own. That's why it didn't work. I need to start working on myself. That way I can help everybody else.
Wow, man. It's powerful, bro.
Yeah, that's...
Thank you, bro. I mean,
No,
thank you for coming in, man, and I really appreciate this, man. And I bet the viewers out there are gonna want to know more about you, man. You guys leave a comment, ask your questions, send us some of your stories to the pass group at yahoo.com. Just stay posted, man. Subscribe and learn the story. I thank you, bro. Thank you very much, man.
No, dude, thank you for having me over. Honestly, I hopefully I can come back, and like you said, if anybody has any questions, they want to ask, they want to know, they need any help, reach out. That's the best thing you can do. That's the best tool you have right now.
Yeah, reach out and ask questions, bro. You can always come back. You're always welcome to come back anytime, bro. You got me.